Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Tuesday. Today I'm coming at you with a quick review on the Chanel Classic Flap in the medium large size. I will be doing a quick overview of the items, some pros, some cons, and then ultimately whether or not I recommend this item. And also at the very end of this video I have some mod shots for you guys so you guys can see what it looks like on my body frame. And for reference, I am 5'5" and I'm on the curvilicious side. So let's get started. Before I forget, the measurements on this beautiful bag are 10.2 inches in length. It is 6.3 inches in height and 2.8 inches in depth. This features the black classic quilted caviar leather with the silver hardware. However, it is also available in lambskin as well as gold hardware. And the classic colors are black and beige, although I'm not too sure about beige anymore, as I had heard rumors that it has since been discontinued here in the States, although I'm not too sure about worldwide. But however, every season they always introduce different colors, different details, such as the chevron detailing versus the quilted, and they always have different types of hardware as well. So let's get into the details of the bag itself, shall we? When you look at the exterior of the bag, you can see that it has a very, very simple design. On the front, you just have the double CC lock closure, and then on the back, you have one pocket that is lined with leather with a burgundy. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there is a side view of it. There is another side view, and then on the bottom, you can see that there are no feet. And then on the very top, you have the 4 grommets that hold the chain into place to kind of go and have a little bit more play. So let's go ahead and go inside. When you open it up, this is what you see. I will get into the double flap in just a second. On the very top, you have the hardware that says Chanel Paris. You also have the secret zippered compartment. And when you open this one up, you can actually store some things in here if you wanted to. On the very top, you have a little bit of play, but you don't have any space that you can actually go on the bottom side of the zipper, if that makes any sense. Personally, I don't use it for anything. I completely forget it's there. You also have another little secret compartment in between the first flap and the double flap here. Great for storing cash, or sometimes I've put my phone in there, but I don't recommend that because sometimes I have forgotten it's there. All right, so then you get into the double flap. As you can see, it has the double CC logo stitched on here. It says Chanel, made in France, and it is lined with the burgundy leather all the way throughout. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love how beautiful this burgundy is. And then you have a total of 2 slip pockets here. You have another little compartment for a lipstick, and there are no other zippered compartments that you can see. There you go. There's a better shot of it. And then you have another little slip compartment here for storing other things. This is where I would recommend putting your phone, or on the outside pocket. But that is it. And then you have, obviously, you have the little snap button closure here for the double flap if you wanted to. And then you have just the turn lock for the CC logo on the front. So all in all, a very, very simple design. Not too much going on, which is something that I really, really like about this bag. And before I forget, this bag retails for $4,900 here in the States. Let's talk about the pros, shall we? The number one pro on this bag for me is how lightweight it is and how easy and how comfortable it is to carry, especially when you compare it to the jumbo. Whenever I think of an all-leather bag, I always think of how heavy it might be, or that the straps might end up digging into my shoulder, but I do not find that with the medium large whatsoever. Sometimes it gets to the point where I completely forget that I have it on my shoulders. That's how crazy comfortable it is, you know? So I absolutely love that feature. Another pro that I'd have to say is the size is perfect for transitioning from day to night with ease. So let's say you have a lunch date with friends, and then you have a really hot date at night, and you want to make sure that the bag, you know, you don't have time to head home, you don't have time to change out your bag, but I think that it works. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, and it still looks ladylike at night for your date, and it still looks fantastic for during the day with your friends for lunch, or whatever it is that you're going to do. So I like that aspect, that it can transition with ease. I don't have to change out my bag. You know, it just has a really, really great size for that. Another thing that I'd have to say is the various ways that you can carry this bag. So you can use this as a small little hand carry bag if you wanted to. You can push off one of the chains and just have a really long, you know, just wear it on one shoulder if you wanted to do that. Or you can actually hide the chains all together. Let me just show you really quickly. And you can use it kind of like a clutch. I know I have seen some people do this. Personally, I never have. But you can use it for that hot date that we talked about earlier. But here you go. So you get the idea. It kind of looks like that, you know, so I really like that, especially when you're thinking about spending this type of money on a bag. At least for me, I like to be able to know that I can wear it in different settings if I needed to. Something else that I think is a major pro for this is the fact that I feel that this particular size suits any body frame. So whether you're petite, whether you're curvilicious, whether you're shorter, whether you're taller, whatever it is, I think that it works and I think it looks fantastic. If you want a classic flat bag, and let's say that the jumbo is your holy grail, however you find that the holy grail or that the jumbo is too heavy and it digs into your shoulders, then I think that the medium large is a great alternative to go to. It seems like it's day and night compared to the jumbo with the heaviness that it has, and it still has a beautiful silhouette. It's still a great bag, and I think that this would be another great way to go if that is something that is important to you. Okay, so now let's talk about the cons, because there are 2 cons that I can think of personally, and some of them aren't, one of them isn't a con for me, but I figured I would mention them anyways. The first con that I wanted to discuss is that if you are someone who tends to carry larger wallets or prefers the larger wallets, if you prefer larger handbags, or you have quite a bit of daily essentials that you need to carry with you on a daily basis, then I don't recommend the medium large, because the medium large, even though it has a great size, you still have to go compact on it. So you wouldn't be able to carry as much. Personally, I find that I prefer to go compact with a smaller wallet with smaller SLGs in here so that I can maximize the size in here. So again, if it's something that is important to you that you need to carry a little bit more, then the medium large wouldn't be the ideal bag for daily use, if that's what you need, or if that's what your lifestyle, if that's what suits your lifestyle. And then downsizing in order to go compact might be a little bit of a nuisance. So that's why I also wanted to mention that. And finally, the other con that I wanted to talk about is that if you are someone, this is all personal preference, by the way. If you are someone who absolutely wants to carry your classic flaps crossbody, I know some people can pull off the jumbo crossbody. I can't. I think it looks a little funky. And I feel that this does the same thing, especially because it's a little bit shorter of a chain. So it tends to land right underneath, right under my chest. And it looks so awkward. Some people can make it work, and more kudos to you, but I can't. So I just thought I would mention that regardless. But my final thoughts on this bag is I absolutely 100% recommend it. Now, even though I told you guys earlier that my Chanel jumbo was my holy grail, I love that bag. It's a fantastic bag. Even though it's my holy grail, I find that I use my medium large a lot more often than I use my jumbo. And I think that has to do with the fact of how lightweight it is. Even though the jumbo doesn't necessarily dig into my shoulders too much to the point where I don't want to wear it, it's just like I said, this is just so incredibly comfortable, so easy to carry, and I don't mind going compact, and I just think it's so fun. It's such a fun piece, and it doesn't have to take up too much space. It doesn't look odd, I don't think, and the fact that I can still carry my essentials in here works. It fits a lot more than a wallet on chain does. It fits a lot more than an Eva clutch from Louis Vuitton, than a favorite than Louis Vuitton. Obviously, there are, price differences. I know that. But regardless, I think that it works. And I think that this is such a fantastic bag. And I 100% recommend it. Another thing that I wanted to say is that kind of like Louis Vuitton. When we think of Louis Vuitton and the Speedies, for example, the Speedy 30 and the 35, there's only a small price difference between the two. Obviously, there's a little bit of a larger price difference between the medium large and the jumbo. But some of us, I know I did in the beginning, I always thought that going for something a little bit bigger, and if it's only, X amount of dollars more, then go for the bigger one, because that's what you need, right? I'm like, oh, get the bigger one. It's a bigger bag. It's double the bag. And that's what I think I need. However, that's not always the case. It's all about what suits your lifestyle. And I have come to find out that even though I appreciate the size 35 of the Louis Vuitton Speedy, the size 30 is actually what suits my lifestyle the best. And even though it is only, X amount of dollars more for the 35, that the 30 is what I need. So that's kind of how I want to talk to you guys about the medium large. The medium large is $500 less expensive. Is it 500? It might be 600. My apologies. $600 less expensive than the jumbo. So it is a huge chunk of change, right? I shouldn't say change, because it's a big difference, but it's all a matter of how it fits and how it feels. So even though it is $600 more, and even though it might be a bigger bag, and you might be thinking double the bag for $600, that's not necessarily the case. You have to take into consideration the weight difference and how much you can carry in there. So again, I just say, whenever you're thinking about adding this bag to your collection, go to to the boutique, try it on, put all of your daily essentials in there that you absolutely need without having to sacrifice taking something out. So, you know, if you get the bag and you're like, oh, do I really need this? No, think about what it is that you need. If you absolutely need to carry your clay, if you absolutely need to carry your sunglasses or whatever it is, make sure you choose the medium large or the classic flap that suits your lifestyle the best. So I'm sorry to go on that little tangent, but it's just a little recommendation that I also wanted to give you guys. But again, 100% recommend this bag. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the recommendation to do this video. I had a blast doing it. And again, this is a beautiful bag, and I think it's a great piece to add to any collection. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.